Imagine checking your feed, first thing in the morning, coffee in hand, and just watching the carefully curated illusion of your favorite reality show completely shatter before your eyes.
Oh, it is the best kind of chaos.
It really is. Today, we are staring down a mountain of just, well, sheer, unadulterated chaos. We're talking about reality stars allegedly using AI to write their breakup statements.
Right, plus unprecedented behind-the-scenes audio leaks. Leaks that actually triggered massive internal network investigations.
Exactly, and bizarre paid fan videos where cast members claim an entire hit show is scripted, and incredibly raw postpartum marital fights caught right on the cameras. We'll cover everything coming up in this audio. Hey, this is Delilah.
Hey, this is Fahid.
Welcome to Reality TV Audio Podcast,
where we break down the latest in reality TV every day.
So for this deep dive, our mission is to look past all the glitz, the glamour, the perfectly filtered Instagram grids.
Yeah, we are going to analyze the underlying mechanics, like what actually happens when the very real, messy pressures of life, marriage, and sudden fame violently crash into the highly controlled world of reality TV production.
And we have to start with the most explosive viral story of the week, because it honestly completely redefines how we view these shows.
The Summer House fourth wall. It didn't just break, it completely disintegrated.
Literally disintegrated. We are talking about a massive 2-minute and 40-second audio leak from the season 11 reunion.
Which, from a production standpoint, I mean, that is an absolute eternity. 2 minutes and 40 seconds of raw, continuous audio is practically a documentary feature in television time.
Right, and what's fascinating here is that this wasn't just idle chatter caught on a hot mic during a bathroom break.
No, this was unfiltered, direct confrontation. We hear Scheana absolutely blasting Umandu Butulu over her relationship with Wes Wilson.
And Scheana does not mince words. She literally calls her a snake in the fucking grass.
Yeah, and she tells her, you move silent, but you're fucking deadly.
The intensity of that audio is just staggering. It sounds so different from what actually airs. And Umandu Butulu's defense in the middle of this leaked screaming match is just as wild.
Well, she outright admits to deceiving her friend. She says, quote, I 100% denied it and I lied to you.
Which is crazy to hear. Her reasoning was that she claims things were complicated because West was seeing other people.
Right, and she was technically still married at the time. It's the sheer complexity of an ongoing separation colliding with a new public romance.
Definitely. But what makes this leak completely unprecedented is the sheer panic it caused behind the scenes.
Oh, the cast reaction was insane. Kyle Cook took to Instagram and basically launched a full-scale digital forensics defense.
He really did. He turned into an armchair true crime detective overnight. He wasn't just denying it, he was analyzing the physical space of the set.
Yeah, he pointed out the seating chart, arguing that cast members couldn't have possibly hidden a phone. He explained this behind-the-scenes secret, that if a phone is ever on set, it's buried deep in a couch cushion to hide it from the rolling cameras.
Right, so because of that, he deduced this audio sounded way too clear to be a smuggled iPhone. He claimed it sounded exactly like a live microphone feed.
And he was totally right. This is where we have to look at the mechanics of the industry. Bravo actually released an official statement confirming they launched an internal investigation.
Which is huge. And they concluded that an unauthorized recording was distributed by a production individual. No cast members were involved.
Let's break down how massive that is. Networks almost never admit fault like that. To find the source, the legal and IT teams have to pull access logs from the servers.
Like checking who downloaded files from the editing bays.
Exactly. Who had access to the live monitor feeds. For Bravo to publicly say this was a leak from inside the house, it means someone on the crew risked their entire career.
Oh, and potentially faces massive NDA lawsuits just to put this raw audio out into the world.
Yeah, and it gets so much stranger. Because Bravo also confirmed they're aware of a second leaked audio clip floating around out there.
Rumor has it, in this second clip, Umandu Butulu is described as acting like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Which is hilarious. But the craziest part, she jokingly claims that the AI tool ChatGPT wrote the rushed relationship statement that she and West posted online.
Okay, wait, I have to push back on that, though. Is she really expecting anyone to buy the ChatGPT excuse?
Well, it's the ultimate modern defense mechanism, right? When the internet backlash cycle gets too hot, reality stars are forced into rushed damage control.
But it feels like they're using AI as a PR buffer. It's like getting caught copying your homework and blaming the pencil.
That is a perfect analogy.
It's just a calculated way to remove human accountability entirely. You know, reality TV PR used to be like building a dam, you block the leak and deny everything.
Right, but now, with burner accounts, Reddit sleuths, and constant social media monitoring, trying to control the narrative is like trying to catch water with a tennis racket.
So they just blame the AI.
Exactly. The traditional PR dam is completely broken, so they pivot to technological scapegoats. But the irony is that relying on AI to write a heartfelt statement just highlights the total lack of authenticity in the relationship to begin with.
Oh, totally. Which casts a totally different light on Season 10, Episode 13.
Yes. That quiet moment on the boat. Kyle Cook gets incredibly vulnerable with Jesse Solomon about Umandu Butulu being absent.
And he just drops this heartbreaking line. He says, when I'm just D'ing myself, I feel like I just irritate her.
He was a massive crack in the foundation. It shows that real, undeniable marital strife was brewing long before the AI statements and the leaked reunion shouting matches.
Yeah, they couldn't produce their way out of that underlying resentment. And that protective PR shield Umandu Butulu is trying to hold up.
It completely shatters when we look at how other stars are navigating or completely failing to navigate marital trauma on camera.
Let's look at a masterclass in PR spin first. Kyle Richards recently went on the Bostics podcast.
Oh, right. She discussed the blowout fights that happened on Real Housewives' Ultimate Girls Trip.
She claimed she felt like Mother Teresa in that house and called her Beverly Hills castmates monks by comparison.
Which is really saying something given the history of Beverly Hills.
No.
She also touched on her relationship with Mary CO, calling it a gray area since they're separated but not legally divorced.
Right. She even brought up her past marriage to Garash Al-Jufri. It's this incredibly measured, calculated way of discussing very real pain.
It is the definition of a narrative holding pattern. By calling it a gray area, she gives the audience just enough reality to stay invested, but retains enough control to protect her brand.
And her legal standing, honestly. But contrast that highly managed narrative with the absolute lack of control we are seeing over on the Valley.
Oh, wow. Yes. Kristen Doubt and Luke Broderick are giving us deeply raw, uncomfortable postpartum struggles.
It's almost hard to watch because there is zero polish. They had a massive, exhausting fight over their baby Kaya.
Luke was standing there, feeling entirely helpless, just asking what to do.
While Kristen was visibly drowning in the mental load, she said she felt like she was making 50,000 decisions a minute.
And this is where biology completely overrules production schedules. You cannot spin a PR narrative when you haven't slept in 3 days.
Totally. Their castmates, Danny and Nyabuko, weighed in perfectly on this. They pointed out that sleep deprivation physically and drastically shortens your fuse.
Yeah, the biological reality of having a newborn just strips away any ability to perform for the cameras.
Speaking of performing for the cameras, we actually have a question from the audience that ties into this exact dynamic perfectly.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, shout out to our listener Sarah in Chicago who messaged us asking, with all these intense, deeply personal fights, how do these couples survive watching it all play back on national television months later?
It is a brilliant question, Sarah, because the playback is often more damaging than the fight itself.
Definitely. It reopens the wound.
Exactly. The answer is, well, some couples don't survive it, some process the trauma through intensive therapy, and some completely, utterly refuse to face reality at all.
Which brings us to the absolute, undeniable absurdity of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
Oh my goodness, Rulu and Brian. If Kyle Richards is a masterclass in PR, Ruzu is a masterclass in delusion.
It is wild. Let's break down the sheer mechanics of this situation. Jo Ellen is on a relentless crusade to prove that Rulu's husband, Brian, is cheating.
And she is executing this Nancy Drew-level detective work while simultaneously mourning her 100-year-old grandfather.
The juxtaposition gives you whiplash. Jo Ellen is receiving sympathy flowers from her friend Liz one second and then immediately pivoting back to investigating Brian's whereabouts the next.
It all comes to a head at a polo match.
Yeah.
Brian suddenly announces to everyone that he has to leave because his mother has a medical emergency.
And he specifically claims she has, quote, cold hands and feet.
Which is a classic tell of deception. Liars often over-detail their excuses.
Right, like cold hands and feet is weirdly specific, but medically vague enough to avoid immediate follow-up questions.
It's an attempt to build a bulletproof alibi on the fly, but the alibi completely falls apart because we live in a digital age.
Oh, yeah. Jo Ellen happens to have a friend who is connected to Brian's alleged mistress.
Of course she does.
Right. While Brian is supposedly rushing to this medical emergency, the mistress posts a photo on Instagram. It's taken from the interior of Brian's car, uploaded in real time.
It is the ultimate digital receipt. And to make it worse, Brian eventually returns to the polo match without his wedding ring.
It's like a plot point rejected from a soap opera for being too on the nose.
So Jo Ellen brings this to Rulu. But Rulu tells Jo Ellen that she doesn't need this fake proof because she tracks Brian's GPS.
And she claims the GPS shows he is at the gym every morning, to which Jo Ellen delivers an absolutely lethal reality TV line.
Oh, I know this one.
She says, "Does Brian look like he goes to the gym?"
It's hilarious. But Rulu's next move is where the psychology gets truly dark. Jo Ellen reveals she has actual text messages from the mistress.
In Rulu's defense, she looks at them and claims the mistress is unstable and that the text messages are AI-generated fakes.
She even takes it a step further and accuses Jo Ellen of trying to get her fired by having Brian complain to Jo Ellen's actual boss.
Okay, I have a theory here. I don't think Rulu actually believes those texts are AI for a single second. Is she using the AI excuse as a modern version of burying your head in the sand?
I think it's more than that. This isn't just a wife in denial, this is brand protection. At this point, reality TV marriages are businesses.
Right, they have LLCs, they have couples brand deals, they have a joint storyline.
Exactly. If Rulu admits the mistress is real and the texts are real, the happy couple business model goes bankrupt on national television.
That is a phenomenal distinction. You are talking about the financialization of the relationship.
Confronting the trauma, like Kristen and Luke are trying to do, is awful but human. What Rulu is doing is performing a united front purely out of corporate survival.
Yeah, blaming AI for the text messages isn't just the 21st century equivalent of "the dog ate my homework." It is a legalistic shield to keep the brand intact.
And honestly, the whiplash of this show is just wild. Because while all this heavy corporate level betrayal is happening, in the background, we have Kelsey getting absolutely furious at Rosie.
Oh, for not tagging her mansion salon hair services on social media.
Yes. And we have Liz and Jerry McGraw emotionally retiring their sport fishing boat while casually making sure everyone knows Jerry once beat Michael Jordan in a fishing tournament.
It perfectly encapsulates the bizarre ecosystem of the genre. You have literal marriage-ending deceit happening right next to complaints about Instagram tags and Michael Jordan fishing stories.
But if we pull the thread on Rulu claiming the text messages are fake, we arrive at an even more extreme phenomenon.
Oh, reality stars claiming the entire show itself is fake.
Exactly. The lengths people go to control their narrative are reaching absurd new heights. And for that, we have to talk about the secret lives of Mormon wives and Jordan Nati's Kale Rowe.
Oh, Jordan sent a paid cameo video to a fan, a bride-to-be named Nina Mortensen.
Which is just so weird. Cameo is supposed to be a fun platform where fans pay a few bucks for a quick happy birthday or congratulations.
Right. Imagine it's your bachelorette party, your friends buy you a fun cameo from a reality star, and instead of a cheerful greeting, the guy uses it as a platform to unload his entire divorce trauma on you.
In the video, Jordan completely goes off. He calls his estranged wife Jessie a complete psycho and claims she is acting manic.
He explicitly accuses her of kissing her best friend's ex-husband, Chase McWhorter.
And of talking to her affair partner, Marciano Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
But the personal attacks, as vicious as they are, aren't the most structurally damaging part of the video.
Right, because Jordan uses this fan platform to attack the production of the show itself. He claims that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is extremely scripted and completely manipulated.
He specifically alleges that scenes are reshot anywhere from 3 to 20 times solely to make the men look dumb.
Okay, can we pause on the reshot 20 times claim? What does that actually look like on a set? Because people hear scripted and they think actors reading lines off a page.
Exactly, and that's a common misconception. In reality TV, a reshoot rarely means handing someone a script.
It usually means producers didn't get the audio clearly, right?
Or someone's back was to the camera. So a producer steps in and says, hey, can you walk into the room and ask that question about the affair one more time?
But asking a real person to repeat a highly emotional, genuine reaction 20 times, that completely destroys the psychological reality of the moment.
It turns a real fight into a grueling performance.
It completely shatters the illusion. And the comments on this leaked cameo were just as chaotic. Jessie actually found the video online and commented, "I hope you can get your money back."
And her co-star Macy chimed in asking, is this AI? No way this is real.
AI is becoming the universal scapegoat for literally any behavior a cast member doesn't want to claim.
But notice how interconnected this universe is becoming. The name Marciano Burnett, who Jordan mentioned in that rant, connects directly to another massive Bravo property.
Oh, Vanderpump Villa. It is the Bravo crossover event we didn't know we needed.
There is a scene shot on location in England where Stassi Schroeder and Lisa Vanderpump sit down and absolutely drag Scheana Shay.
They are discussing Scheana's alleged involvement in Marciano's lie about sleeping with Jesse.
And Stassi, who knows exactly how to produce a scene, does not hold back. She accuses Scheana of talking trash strictly to sell books.
And to desperately stay relevant the second Vanderpump Rules ended. What makes it so brutal is that Lisa Vanderpump, who historically acted as a maternal defender for Scheana, actually joins in.
Yes, Lisa physically holds her nose on camera to mock Scheana's nasally voice.
It is ruthless. But look at the spectrum of how people interact with the cameras here. Jordan Nati Kauru is so desperate to control his narrative that he is doing a paid cameo just to trash a show he claims is fake.
He is practically begging for a lens to look into.
But if we flip over to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, we see the exact opposite and arguably much healthier strategy.
You're bringing up Shami, Morton's husband, Gerald.
Yes. Shami recently did an interview on Ricky Smiley on the Spot and told the most incredible behind-the-scenes story.
Oh, this is the great one.
Production cameras showed up at their house for a test shoot. Gerald walked out, saw the camera crew setting up in his living space, literally walked to his car, backed out of the driveway, and left.
He completely refused to participate. He protected his peace and, by extension, his marriage by physically fleeing the mechanism of reality TV.
And Shami fully respects it. In that same interview, she noted that she is currently just coexisting with her former best friend, Portia Williams.
She is actively choosing to keep her own peace rather than engage in a manufactured feud for screen time.
It really highlights the modern reality TV participant's dilemma. I mean, comparing Gerald, who is physically running from the cameras, to Jordan, who is begging for attention on Cameo.
Gerald's reaction is the purest, most logical human response to a camera crew invading your home flee to protect your real life.
On the complete opposite end, you have Jordan, who is actively sacrificing his real life and his estranged wife's reputation for a storyline on a third-party fan app.
And that brings us to the grand synthesis of everything we've looked at today. The overarching theme is that technology has fundamentally altered the power dynamic.
Between the stars, the networks, and us, the audience.
Exactly. Whether it is Umadou Butulu allegedly using ChatGPT to generate a sterile relationship statement, or Rulu claiming a mistress's damning text messages, are just AI deepfakes.
These stars are finding entirely new digital places to hide from accountability.
But paradoxically, while they are hiding behind AI, the actual behind-the-scenes reality is leaking out more than ever.
That 2-minute and 40-second audio leak from the Summer House reunion didn't just pull the curtain back, it burned the curtain down.
Precisely. The fourth wall hasn't just been broken. It has been digitized, inverted, and weaponized. The stars realize the official network edit no longer protects them.
So they are taking the production into their own hands via Instagram forensic breakdowns, Patreon podcasts, and leaked cameos.
It really leaves you with a wild thought to chew on.
Yeah, I mean, if production companies are the ones leaking the raw audio to build hype and the stars are blaming AI for their worst behavior, are we entering an era where the messy off-camera drama is actually far more heavily produced and manipulated than the television shows themselves?
I think we are already there. The show isn't what airs at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday anymore. The show is the 24/7 digital ecosystem surrounding it.
It absolutely is. Make sure you tune into our next deep dive because we've got our hands on a massive casting rumor that could completely change the power dynamic of your favorite franchise forever. You really won't believe who might be making a comeback.